is Amelia and I post DIY, crafting, thrifting, and upcycling videos every Wednesday. Today we're going to be doing a video about altering your clothes. I went through my closet and I pulled out a bunch of clothes that I rarely ever reach for. I don't wear a lot because there's something that doesn't fit me right about all of them. So I thought today we would go through some of these items and I will show you guys how I fix the item to make it work for me. So I'm gonna alter these items. Really fun little dress that my fiance bought for me when he went to Thailand. He knows I love neutrals, so he bought me one that's brown and green, which was super sweet of him. But it just doesn't fit me right because it's from one of those stores, you know, the stores, touristy stores that sell all the clothes that are kind of made to fit all body types. I have extremely sloped and small shoulders, so anything that has a strap, it's always just like it's not the right length for me and it doesn't look good. The current solution that I've been doing is I have a little knot in the back, but I just don't reach for this dress a lot. I have it in the back of my mind that it doesn't fit me right. This next item, I have been thinking about fixing this for so long. So it's a pair of denim shorts. I bought these at TJ Maxx and it's from the brand Cancun, I think it says. And they're so cute. I'm always looking for good jean shorts or just jeans in general. I don't know what it is, but I'm not very comfortable in jeans. So whenever I find a pair of jeans that I'm like, this could be the one, I always buy it. And then later I'm always like, nope, it wasn't the one. Nope, you spent $25 and you got nothing. That means we're gonna have a fun time today and try to make these cuter. So the problem with these, because they're a little too big, I need to take in the waistband. The legs are fine, but the waist is just too big. Then I thought it would be really fun to bleach one side. You know those dual colored shorts that are kind of in style? I really like the way that looks. I think it's really fun, and because I don't wear these very often, and when I do, I'm always mad because they don't fit me properly. Let's bleach them. Let's do it. Why not? The next thing is this dress. In my undergrad, I did some opera scenes and I wore this dress, which belonged to one of my classmates, and she was going through her closet and she brought it over and just gave it to me, which was so nice. It was a little bit on the small side for me when I wore it, and that was a few years ago, and I have grown sideways. But I was thinking we could try to make it into just a skirt because the pattern is so pretty and it's like gold and I really like it. We could make it into a skirt. These are not my jeans. These are my fiance's jeans, and he ripped them. So he's been asking me to sew this up, and I thought I would include it in a video just because I don't really know how I'm gonna do it, and I thought it'd be fun to show you the result of how to fix a hole in your jeans. So those are the items that we're going to be upcycling today. I am very excited to get started. This is going to be a long process, I think, because altering clothes is not something I do very often, so it will be a lot of trial and error. Let's get started and see how they turn out. I'm just going to show you how to prepare these really simply. I'm going to take my scissors and we're just going to cut off all this little fluff. So we're not actually cutting into the denim. We're going to cut a little patch to go behind, and I'm going to secure it with some pins. I chose a thread that was really similar to the color of the denim, and you're just going to get a thread. It's 2 strands of embroidery floss with a knot at the end. So we're going to come up on one side through the denim, and I'm basically going to whip stitch across this, but slowly, and I'm going to be picking up pieces of the patch underneath to help reinforce it. I've got my needle through the patch here and through the denim, and it's not going through to the other side. Gone through one time and whip stitched across. Now I'm going to go back across one more time just to make sure it's strong. All right, I flipped the jeans inside out, and wow, look how good this looks. This looks really bad, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be inside the jeans. So I'm going to tie off the thread, and then we're going to just trim around this to get this extra fabric out of the way. This is what the inside of the patch now looks like. Now we're going to work on my little tie-dye dress. This is a very simple DIY, but I still wanted to show you how to do it just because if you're not familiar with sewing, it might not seem as easy to you. I'm looking at the back where the straps come to a point. I've taken the straps and pinned them back on themselves. So my plan for the straps of this dress is to fold them down and then fold them back up and sew it all together so that it just basically shortens the strap without me having to cut it. I used a really simple stitch to do this. I just whip stitched across the sides and in the center to make sure it was really stable, and I actually went back and made the straps even shorter than what I'm showing you now because it turned out to still be too low. Now we're going to start on the bleaching denim project, which I'm really excited about and also kind of nervous because if you mess up bleach, it's like kind of a disaster. The first step is going to be taping down the middle all the way around, a pretty thick layer. I think I'm gonna use like packing tape because I don't have any other kind of tape. So I laid out a trash bag over this counter in my kitchen, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get like a sponge and a bowl of bleach and water, mostly bleach with some water in there to dilute it, and I'm gonna wear gloves and I'm going to sponge it on. I'll carefully flip it over and do the other side. If you're doing this inside like I am, make sure that you open a window because you don't want to bleach yourself out of your house, you know what I mean? I've moved outside because my house was starting to smell a lot like bleach and I didn't think that was good. So we're back. It's about an hour later and this is what it's looking like now. It's definitely lighter. It's not showing up on the camera as much, but definitely lighter. We're gonna go back again and we're gonna do a second coat of the bleach, but this time no water diluting it, just the bleach. It's only been about 15 minutes since I did the second wash of bleach that was pure bleach, and it's already looking so much better with the color difference. Really wanted to get not just a faded blue but really a white, so I'm gonna see how this goes, and I really want to get all of it to be kind of this shade. It's the end of the day. The shorts have been soaking in the bleach for approximately like 4 or 5 hours. I'm now going to take the tape off and rinse it off in my sink. I wanted a really clean line between the bleach side of the jeans and the blue side, so I used a marker from my Copic collection to fill in a couple spots where the bleach had run over. Now that I finished bleaching the shorts and they look amazing, I need to take in the waist. Although my original plan was to just take in the side of the jeans with my sewing machine, that proved to be very difficult because of how thick the denim was, so I decided to use elastic to take in the waistband instead, and I'm really glad I did this. It's way more comfortable. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I grabbed some 1-inch elastic and measured a piece around my waist and cut it. Then I took you're supposed to do a safety pin, I didn't have one, so I took a paper clip, stuck it in the side of the elastic to help guide it through the waistband. Then, to create a little tunnel for the elastic to go through, I just cut a slit on each side of the button on the inside of the waistband of the jeans. And I ended up cutting a small slit in the middle of the back as well, just to help pull it through, and then I stitched all these up at the end. Here comes the trickiest bit, which is making the elastic go all the way through the waistband. It took me a little while and just pulling on it and adjusting it, and you want to make sure the elastic, since it's flat and wide, doesn't twist while you're doing this so that you have a twist in your waistband. So just be really patient with it, and I found that like a little caterpillar scrunching motion really helped. Just take your time with this and make sure that it's perfect. Once I have the elastic all the way around the waistband and pretty smoothed out, I'm going to line up the end of the elastic on this side. Then I'm going to stitch it down with really small secure stitches here, and then I'm going to whip stitch this closed. I tried on the shorts and then adjusted the elastic to exactly the snug fit that I wanted, and then went ahead and pinned it. And now the last step is to do the same steps that we did over here, to just sew the elastic to the denim and then stitch the slit closed, and then these shorts are done. So first step for turning this dress into a really cute skirt is just going to be removing the top from the skirt. So I'm just going to turn it inside out. My little scissors, and be really careful not to rip any of the fabric so we can keep the bodice fabric for something else. The next step in making the skirt is to use an elastic. I'm using the exact same one that I used for the jeans. Going to pin it on the inside of the skirt, and I folded over the bit at the top just so it's a finished edge, and then I'm going to stitch along the top. It has gone less than how I planned. We're ripping it out and we're doing it again. I have a new plan on how to sew this, and I think it will work better, so I'm going to share it with you guys just in case you want to do something like this. My original plan was to fold over the raw edge of the fabric over the elastic and then stitch across the fabric through the elastic so that there's a nice clean seam on the other side. It was really hard to sew in a straight line and make it all the same distance away from the edge. It kept riding up. This fabric is like knit. I've tacked down the elastic, and now what I'm going to do is go through with my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew along this line of the elastic so that I know it's in a straight line. Then I'm gonna go back with a needle and thread, and I'm gonna whip stitch the raw edge of the fabric to the elastic, not going through to the other side. This will take longer. It's 2 times sewing all the way around instead of just 1, but I think it's gonna look a lot cleaner. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me alter my clothes. I think they turned out really well, and it's fun to just experiment, and I ended up with some clothes that I like a little bit more than I liked before. So thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will see you next week for another video. Bye guys. Also, I think the reason they were at TJ Maxx is because this leg is totally longer than this one, which took me like months after buying it to realize. It doesn't really bother me, so we're just not gonna worry about that. Yeah, like things get sent to TJ Maxx that have defects, and it's got a little problem there. The trendy little nugget that they're gonna become.